Hey guys, Lori here. Clash of Civilizations, the new Battlefield mode, is finally out in Evony across servers, and I had the chance to play it a while ago while it was still in beta, so I wanted to share my tips and tricks and thoughts with you to help you succeed in Battlefield. And this new mode is really exciting, and I had a ton of fun playing it because it has keeps from 8 different servers in one battlefield, so there's a lot of action, a lot of PvP to be had. And in most normal battlefields, when players get killed, they run out of troops, and it's not as fun anymore for that player. But in this mode, there are tons of medical tents scattered around the map, and at regular intervals, the game also heals you, so you get tons of troops back. And you can even overheal, or at least you could in beta, and wind up with more power than you started off with. So I started off at 1.9 bill, and ended the battlefield at 3.3 bill. And I must say that the rewards on this Battlefield mode actually aren't that good. They're pretty bad, but the fun comes out of actually playing 2 hours of Battlefield. And there's also a lot of written information in the game about the buildings and the scoring system, and I encourage you to read that through. I'm not going to go in detail about that too much in this video because you can read that at your leisure. I am going to go through my observations from playing the Battlefield, the gachas and things to look out for, assuming they didn't change a lot from the beta mode. And thanks a lot to Anya and C5 who gave me the chance to play with their alliance. So what happened half an hour before the Battlefield started is that the top 25 keeps in the server were automatically signed up for the Battlefield. And then in the event center, we could see the list of the 7 other servers we were going to go up against. We could see their general rankings, we could see their monarch power rankings, and use this time to come up with a strategy of who to target first. And if you're playing this with your alliance, and you're all on a Discord call together, I would really encourage you to open that call up half an hour early so that you can strategize with your team and come up with a plan for how to enter the battlefield strong. Cool, so now we're going to enter the battlefield same way as you normally would, clicking on the battlefield building inside your keep. And then first thing you're going to notice at the top when you enter battlefield is that there are 5 out of 5 teleport chances. So those are your individual teleport chances. Those are not shared across the team. So when you get in, you have a max of 5 teleport chances. And then looking at the map, it looks quite expanded. There are a lot of icons that are color-coded at the bottom. And then also the 8 different servers are at the bottom. You can see that it tells you how many players are in per server. I saying like 1P or 2P at the bottom there shows whether there's like 1 player in or 2 players in, etc. And then at the beginning you are given a red bubble for 15 minutes. So if you don't want to do anything and do any PvP during that time, you're free to sit for those 15 minutes and observe. That's kind of boring. I don't recommend that. You do get that for 15 minutes at the beginning instead of 5 minutes as a normal battlefield. And then as normal, the action does start at 5 minutes in. That's when you can start attacking players and start occupying the PvP buildings. So you can see people are gradually starting to come into this battlefield. It looks like, yeah, the server 1081 has 10 players in. Some of the other servers have 5 players in. And this was the first time that the battlefield was shown, so I think it wasn't a very coordinated effort to come in together. It was kind of assembled kind of last minute. And as we play this battlefield more times for real on the live servers, I fully expect teams to show up with 20 to 25 players. So here we are just scouting the map, looking at our potential targets. Let me fast forward here. One thing to note in this battlefield is that you do get some march speed up rewards back for killing up to 15 Shadows of Dawn, and then also reaching certain amount of points in the battlefield. That's important because every little bit of march speed ups helps if you're not a big coiner, And this map is absolutely huge. To fit all those keeps across 8 servers, the map was expanded, and it takes over 30 minutes to march from one end to another, which means you're going to be spamming those march speedups. And I really encourage you to stock up on march speedups for the battlefield if you can. But definitely this is, I think, one way that Evony will be making money off of this battlefield, because yeah, the map is huge and it takes up a lot of speedups to join those rallies from across the map if that's what you're going to be doing. And coming up, I'm going to show you what it looks like to kill one of these special monsters. There's a rally up for this B-17, the Typhon, joining it. And then joining it means that everyone gets the rewards, which in this case is actually a special march speed up drop. Show you some of the audio.
Boy. Coming. Coming.
Yo, this one can drop a buff. The Shadow of Dawn.
Yeah, the Typhon too. No? Yeah, almost 20 milligrams. Oh shit, that's 70%. That's okay. You don't have to wait for everything. Okay, I'm gonna jump now. Good deal.
Oh, nice.
2 for that. Oh, there's a special smart event speed up.
Ooh, we got 300% buffs. We saw the Luna's side times 2. Okay, we're gonna jump here now. So I'm decide. Okay, that's fine for 2 monsters and stack up. Did you find something else too?
I shared a level 8 type. So that lunar sight buff that I got from killing the B-17 will actually make it so that I can only have 1 march out at the same time, which means 1 march including rallying, raining, occupying a building, ghosting. You can only have 1 march out. And at the cost of that, the advantage is that you can get 300% all troops buff. So you have to time it pretty well. Like if you want to solo someone, then you might as well leave the buff and then send your march out. But if you're a ghoster or if you're joining multiple rallies, then you do want to tap on Lunar Sight at the top right and cancel out of that buff so that you have the agility to send out multiple marches.
All bubbles are dropped now.
Yeah.
You can go.
Let me send 1 march.
Oh, I do need something to ghost on.
Good.
Okay.
And just a quick note on the buildings, there are a few notable ones. There's a Dawn Temple on the left side of the battlefield and a Dawn Sanctuary building on the right side of the battlefield. Now the first one, the Dawn Temple, is going to give you better buffs, but it's riskier to take. So the Dawn Temple, defeating it with your team will give you 30% of your wounded troops back, and it'll also increase all your troop buffs by 150% for 10 minutes. But the trade-off is that it will prevent you from teleporting for 5 minutes. And so during those 5 minutes, if there are rallies incoming that you want to dodge, you're going to be a sitting duck during that time. And it also gives you 3,000 battlefield points. Now, the similar building on the other side, right side, is the Dawn Sanctuary, and defeating that will give you similarly only 20% of the wounded troops back and 100% all troops buff for 5 minutes. And it'll give you 1,500 battlefield points, but the risk is lower because you can teleport during that time, unlike the Dawn Temple where you couldn't teleport for the 5 minutes after occupying. And there are some other buildings as well. The Solar Eclipse Stronghold, there are 4 of them. You can defeat it to get 150% march size for 10 minutes. And the Lunar Eclipse Stronghold, also 4 of them. You can defeat it to get increased rally capacity by 50% for 10 minutes. That's going to be really huge for alliances like RSP that where we already have really large rally capacities, and sometimes we red bar it and we fill it to the brim. And that increased rally capacity is going to allow us to have much stronger rallies and have more troops in. There are also empire cities that are belonging to each server, so that means there are 8 of them on the map. You can occupy those for 30 minutes to conquer them, and you can also do that for points. I don't think that will come into play very much because 30 minutes is a long time to be occupying this building to conquer it, and that's in a battlefield where players are constantly getting troops healed and troops back. So I think that's going to be a pretty tall order for all but the strongest alliances to conquer. And then other than that, basically play Battlefield as usual, set up rallies and coordinate that with your alliance, scout for targets, for keeps that are easily soloable, scout for medical tents, share that with your alliance, and then also the special monsters that they have to give you buffs. So for the rest of this time, I'll show you some of the gameplay that we had. I think our team had really good teamwork, and we did end up coming out on top in the battlefield as well. And yeah, it was a ton of fun playing this. I'm not sure how much of it will change now that it's on the live servers, but really looking forward to playing this again.
Range is going up in 3, 2, 1.
I don't know. Got dead Wi-Fi. In.
Finding.
And 0.
It's a huge map, 30 minutes to get to the other side.
Yeah, I know. That is not.
Got him. Nice job, guys.
Nothing. Feedback.
30 minutes, baby. This one bill is soloable, the K36 farmer. There's another 1.3 I shared.
Range is going up in 3, 2, 1.
In. Still there?
Music's going out to me. Music's rallying me. Pop. He's still there.
Just send it.
I got you rings, Chris.
Ready coming on me. It's siege. Send me some range, please. I'm gonna activate my siren buffs.